automotive legend.
Actual.
And I say that with the utmost respect. And I don't use that term very often.
Too kind.
Steve Scott, Simply
Scott.
Diag. We've been having this conversation for a long time. Come on the
long
podcast, and here we are, finally. It's an absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you so much for making the journey down.
Thanks for the invitation.
Really do appreciate it. So you've been doing for years so much awesome stuff, which we're going to get into around Simply Diag. But I think there is a lot about your story that people don't know.
Well, I don't typically know the story. I know you. I know who you are. I know roughly what you stand for. But like, I want to know, where on earth did you come from?
How did it all begin?
Great
Why
question.
are you in this trade?
Yeah.
Mate, over to you. Where did it start? How did it begin?
Well, first thing is, anything is possible if you believe in yourself and those around you. I left school. I'm actually a time-served indenture, served carpenter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So I started up as a carpenter in my dad's footsteps. Did the apprenticeship, went out on site. After I finished my apprenticeship, went out on site. Did a bit of work off, building sites, hardwood flooring in London, stuff like that, prestige flooring. And then I thought, yeah, I've done that now. I've done what my dad wanted me to do. I want to be a mechanic. And everybody said, no, you can't do that. I said, no, okay, watch me. So I went off to college. I went to college full time.
How did your dad handle that?
He wasn't too happy about it, to be honest. No, because I come from a building family. We had a building firm and all that, and he wasn't too chuffed. But I said, well, I'm going to do it. So I went to college. I did me sitting gills, 383. Right the way through, my 381 craft certificate, 383 advanced craft, and my welding certs all within 6 months. Got multi distinction.
Cracked on then.
Yeah, just smashed it out of the park. I was the model student.
Like a Del Boy.
It sounds stupid, but did the skills transfer at all because you were quite hands-on?
They did, yeah. Especially the maths and the science and stuff like that. Because obviously, be setting a roof out.
Yeah,
And stresses and strains and the actual physical dexterity. Your motor movements and that. So I smashed it. I absolutely loved it. But so I was a mechanic on paper after months, but no experience.
Yeah.
So I went trolling around all the garages. I've got my qualifications. Can I get some time on the tools? That happened. A few months, kept going round. And then one day, I went back to the Renault garage in Barnton in Northwich, and he must have been fed up of me asking. So he said, right, you start on Monday. Did a bit of time before that, Boardman's recovery on the M6, recovering cars off the M6. That was interesting. The hard shoulder of the M6. So anyway, I got into a Renault dealership.
You often drive past someone doing a recovery, and I don't think until you've experienced. I've done one motorway recovery in my life.
Scary. Yeah.
You don't realise how fast the cars are going, do you? Until you stood still at the side of a motorway.
No, and if you're on the offside of a vehicle looking at something, then all of a sudden you hear the rumble strip going. It's the scariest thing in the world. So
it's quite dangerous, isn't it? There are deaths every year of accidents on the hard shoulder.
Yeah. So hats off to anybody that's doing roadside recovery.
If you're listening to this, and some do.
# slow down, move over. There's a campaign for that. Yeah. But so I ended up in a main dealer network, went from Renault to Nissan, bit of Peugeot, Citroën, started up my own business then as a mobile mechanic. I've always been one of these people that get bored easy.
How did you take that leap? Like, you don't just say that so flippantly, because there are a lot of people waiting to make that leap.
I am one of these people that I need a challenge. So I was a good mechanic. I was a good mechanical mechanic, a good spanner man, but it wasn't challenging enough. The daily grind in the main dealers and that. So I did a little bit of independence, get a little bit more experience, and I thought, nah.
How did you find that jump from dealer to independent?
Oh, it's like day and night. It's like two completely different trades. Obviously, the dealer network, there's an infrastructure, there's a process that you go through. There are measurements and KPIs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Back in those days, the early 90s, there were no such thing as a KPI for an independent garage.
Yeah, you just
got
on with it.
You did whatever you did. And I thought, well, I'm here working all these hours. and I'm making other people loads of money, I'm going to do it myself. So I got a little escort van, mobile mechanic, got into, eventually then I moved into a workshop with a single ramp. And I'd seen,
How old was you then, sorry?
so that had been, what, 95? So how many years ago was that now?
30.
30 years ago, so I'd have been 26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was all well and good, but I was working a lot of hours, and I kind of fell out of love with it, if you know what I mean. I thought there's got to be more to life than this. So 1999, I shut the garage doors. Said that's it, I'm done with it. Put all my tools in my.
So did you get a garage?
Yeah.
So you went from a van to a garage.
To a garage, yeah, to a little single ramp garage, and then I got bored again. So I actually
Bit of a nomad then.
Yeah, I saw an advertisement in the local paper in the Northwich Guardian, and it said volunteers wanted. Do you want to work overseas? Oh, this sounds interesting.
Love a bit of that.
Yeah, VSO, voluntary service overseas. So I went down to Putney in London. We did the skills test down there. They give you all sorts of challenges and tests to make sure you're mentally fit. You've got a good way of thinking out of the box and that. Typical example, one of the tests they gave us was a load of cut sheets of paper, just flat coloured A4 paper, and build something out of this. Build something out of this paper. There's no glue, no paper clips, no anything. Right, okay, what am I going to do with this? Anyway, at the end of the time went up, and all these people have got all these fantastic leaning towers of pizza and all that, and they're like, well, what have you done there, Steve? I've done a patio. And BSO, they have a thing there when they're looking at it, it's like, make sure you use the available resources that you've got to hand, and if you haven't got the resource, can you think out the box and use that resource?
Be resourceful.
So if you need a compass to draw a circle, you don't have to have a compass. You can have a bit of string or a length of leaf or a piece of grass, and you know what I mean. And and so anyway, I passed all that, and off I went to Kenya.
But before we carry on, did you do well at school?
No, I was good at school, but the only exams I went in for were the ones that interested me, with maths and English. So they put me in for 14 O-levels, and I went in for 2.
You literally intended
You
to.
turned up for only 2 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, 3 it was actually, maths, English and physics.
And was that just an engagement for you, just not asked?
Yeah, I hated school. I hated every minute of it. Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you're obviously highly intelligent.
Yeah, it was boring to me. It just wasn't
challenging.
Yeah, there was nothing there for me.
See that a lot in the modern business mentality. The people that tend to be at the top of businesses really struggle to engage at that level.
Mundane.
And it's not that if you're academic through the normal sort of education culture, you can't be successful, because there are lots of people that do that too. But we tend to sort of I definitely connect with more people that I see went down a similar route, because I was just a straight C student, just did the bare minimum. So yeah, see it all
Just
the time.
tick the box.
Just tick the box. Just turn up, because I didn't want to let my parents down, and then I just thought I got C, so okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where were you in life when you? So you would have been. What'd you say? How old were you?
26, something like that.
Yeah.
Was it?
Did you have family or kids or anything, or?
No, I had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But that went west, and all of a sudden I thought there's got to be more to life than this. So I ended up on a plane to Kenya, and
She went west while you went south.
yeah, ended up in a tiny little village called Kangondi in the Masai district of eastern Kenya. 13 miles to the nearest road, no English speakers or anything like that. Immersed, and ended up in this little bed in this little a room no bigger than this really, with a tin roof, colony of bats in the roof, snakes outside, mango trees. And I lay there in this bed on this foam mattress thinking, what have I done?
I was going to say, when did it kick in?
I had a business a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Is that unit still available?
It was a process. It was probably about a 3 or 4 month process before I actually got to Kenya.
So you had time to realise what you'd done. Yeah, okay.
But lying in this bed the first night in the village, and I'm like, what have I done? And then I can honestly say it's the best 2 years of my life in that village, teaching those kids mechanics. We got involved with the special needs education support program. So I said I wanted to work with, kids with disabilities, children with disabilities, and they said, you can't do that, you've got no experience. So I started the first school, polytechnic, in the whole of Africa with inclusive teaching for kids with disabilities.
Did you really, mate?
Yeah, in the same classroom. So Down syndrome, amputees, polio, all that sort of thing. And some fantastic students, and we made it work.
Do you know any of them still to this day? Did you keep in touch with anybody?
No, not really, because life's moved on.
Digital wasn't digital then,
Yeah.
was it?
Oh, I suppose, I'm thinking, it's much harder back then, wasn't it?
I know now, if I jumped on a plane to Kenya and maybe way back to Kangondi,
You'd find
my
someone.
house would still be there.
Oh, yeah.
The dormitory would still be there with my name over it. There'd be people there that remembered me.
Is there a desire to ever go back and have a look at it?
Oh,
See what's going
mate,
on?
that's
gotta
where
be
I'm
the
going.
plan,
That's
yeah.
where I'm going to curl my toes up there, mate. yeah. Lay on my hammock. We had,
In that tin shack.
yeah.
Tin roof, sorry.
Yeah.
Fair play, mate. So what was the teaching apparatus like in a town 30 miles away from a road? Was there even any cars to work on?
We had no tools, no cars. There was a broken old Land Rover that one of the previous volunteers had managed to scrounge from, I think, the Education Council or something like that, or the British Library or something like that. But
It's quite ironic that it was a Land Rover, isn't it?
yeah.
Still haunting you.
You've been struggling with that recently.
Yeah. There was like...
It will still be there, though.
Yeah.
It'll still be in one piece.
Yeah, we got it running. I mean...
Of course you did. Yeah.
We had, there we're using like Omo, washing powder for washing your clothes, mixed with vegetable oil for brake fluid and stuff like that. You just had to, whatever you had to do.
Chemist.
You had
Comes
to
back to that patio made out of paper, doesn't it? That does.
You just had to do what you had to do. So I did my 2 years there. It was the most rewarding 2 years.
Is it like a 2-year program then? Is it like you're in, you're out?
Or it was then, yes. Then I came back to Britain. I thought,
Was that a bit of like a shock, like a bit of a depressing time?
massive
Like a
culture
struggle.
shock. Yeah. So I revolunteered and went back then. I went to Eritrea, working for the Salesians of Don Bosco, VSO.
You've just volunteered for 2 years. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
I want another 2 years.
Yeah, so I went to Eritrea, working in Eritrea with VSO. And I met some guys there while I was there. They were working for FSD, Federation Swiss Mining. They were on I think it was a UN, Black UN DPKO contract, and they had literally millions of dollars worth of mine clearing equipment and armoured vehicles and that were broken. So I said, oh well, here we go. We can get these working. You know what I mean? Get them working. Use the students and that. And all of a sudden, a light bulb went off in my head.
So you were using their equipment to train the students.
Yeah.
So you had more than a broken down Land Rover this time.
Yeah. So like we had Samuels and Caspers and cranes and
How did you know
flails.
how to fix that?
Not high level tech. How do you know to fix it? He got a Land Rover started on washing powder. How do you know to fix it? You just work it out.
Yeah. He got it running. He didn't say it stopped.
It ran on.
It's nuts and bolts, isn't it? So if you think about it, and it's as true then as it is now, 85% of everything on any vehicle is common. The physics is the same. You can't change the laws of physics. Yeah, the 15% that you've got to read about and look about is brand specific. But as long as you've got that 85%, those fundamentals, you can apply it to anything.
Is that right? Is it the 85%? Is it really?
Yeah. So it does. I mean, we went over to America, didn't we? Doing the same thing over in America. No product knowledge whatsoever. And it's like, well, how can you do it? Well, Ohm's law, whichever country I'm in, So anyway, we fixed these mine clearance vehicles.
So what was like the craziest vehicle that you fixed when you was out there?
Remote control D9 bulldozer. Yeah. So you used to sit in an armoured command vehicle with 360-degree video screens. Yeah.
When we're videoing this, can we put a photo of that on the screen for context? Because when I watch this back, I need to know what that is.
Yeah. I bet you're right. I'll fix that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all sorts of stuff. We worked a lot in Angola. Going on. So anyway, the light bulb moment in Eritrea.
Just before you go, what were the like? That must have been mind blowing for the students.
Oh yeah.
Going from whatever they were doing to
Yeah. So then if you imagine we're teaching them basic electricity, and then all of a sudden we've got a United Nations fuel tanker with insulated returns instead of chassis earth return. So it just.
How did they pick it up? Like, were they good engineers? Like, was it just?
Again, if you knock everything down to its basics, right? You know, the most ornate cathedral is made of bricks and mortar. So if you can lay bricks and you can set a corner, you can build whatever you want.
But these guys you're out there teaching, you've just come into their world with all of this knowledge and then all of these bloody pieces of equipment. Did some of them really pick it up?
Yeah.
Some of them like they were natural born sort of engineer mind.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'll see the ones. It's sort of like the apprentices today. You know, if you've got an apprentice in the workshop, and every time you look round, he's looking at his phone, and then every time you look round at another apprentice, he's brushing up, or he's how does this work? Pulling something apart.
Curious.
Yeah. The curious people pick it up, the ones that have got an interest, and you know, so you can give a baseline education to everybody. And the great thing about the automotive trade or mechanics is you can apply it to everything else. We're plumbers, we're electricians, we're builders, we're pipe layers, we're air conditioning.
The logic does just become logic, doesn't it? At some point.
Yeah.
Was this your first experience of teaching?
In Kenya it was.
In Kenya, that whole experience was.
Yeah. So you learn when you're teaching, you know, to stand to the side of the board and look at the classroom.
I suppose you learn so much from that.
Yeah.
Itself. When you said about the light bulb moment, like what would explain the light bulb moment to us?
So I'm stood there and I'm thinking, and I'm repairing these vehicles, and all of a sudden I thought, this could be the challenge that I'm looking for. This is a niche market. So what?
Niche is a very, very apt word there, Steve.
Yeah. So
that is micro niche.
Yeah. So I came away from Eritrea and I wrote off to every mine clearance organisation on the planet. You need good field technicians. I'm a field technician with this experience. Have you got anything for me? And there's a lot of no replies, and some of them, you're not really what we're looking for because you've got no military background.
If only LinkedIn was a thing then.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm sat at home in sunny Cheshire one day.
So their reply was, "You're not military."
Yeah.
Just because it was a dangerous environment.
Yeah, most people working in mine clearance have got some form of military background.
Because of just the hazards.
Yeah. You know, whether be it logistics, be it actual soldiering, be it the mechanized, the armored mech and stuff like that.
I don't think recruitment works on fundamental mechanical knowledge, does it?
Yeah, the demining aspect of it, the things that go bang when you put a charge to them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sat there and this guy, the phone rings and it's, yes, is this Stephen? Yes, it's Stephen. Yes, my name is Hendrik Ehlers. I'm calling you from Namibia. I want you to come for an interview.
Back again.
Yeah. Like, right,
How far into your next stint was this?
So by that time I'd done 3 years. 2 years in Kenya, a year in Eritrea.
So you're a year in, so you got a year left in.
Yeah, but I only did a 1 year contract in Eritrea. Right. It was sort of like a stopgap. Yeah. So anyway, tickets turned up. I flew to Namibia.
Did they pay you to do this, or did they just put you up, look after you?
Yeah, they put me up, sent me the tickets, put me up, look after
right,
me.
So you're not
so
paid
bearing
for
in
anything,
mind, I've been on £26 a month for 3 years.
Yeah.
So I've been on local wages as a volunteer.
So the ticket was expensive.
Yeah, so they flew me out to Namibia. I got taken to Hendrik's house, very, very nice house in Windhoek in Namibia. We had a few drinks and stuff like that, and how it goes with networking and a bit of an interview and what's your experience and have you done any of this? How are your electric problems and electronic problems and stuff like that? And I said, yeah, I'm all right. He said, right, okay. He says, tomorrow the real interview starts. He says, tomorrow we are going to Angola. So I'm in Namibia, and then so the next day we got a day's drive to the Angolan border. We went off to Angola, so I had three weeks in Angola
for an interview.
Yeah, in mine clearance environment in Angola, and he said, yeah, I think you are what we are looking for.
What does your family think of this at the minute?
They're like, what's going on here? Are you a joiner, a mechanic, a teacher? What are you? Who is this person?
Where are you?
Yes,
Never mind that. Where are you?
Yes, you can't do that. You're not military. And I'm like, I've lived in Northwich. How rough can it be? So anyway, there were a couple of little skills tests. So they give me the mil-spec connectors with the 60 pins, soldering them up and fault finding and stuff like that. I passed all that. And they said, right, okay, we want you to be our chief technical advisor in Rwanda. All right, okay. This is Rwanda that had the genocide in 94. Yep, that very place there. And so I went and got married, had my son there, made Rwanda my home. And that was my base then. And from there, I was all over the place. So all over Africa and the Middle East. So Iraq, we were in Iraq in 2005.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when Bremer and all them said that was 5p, 50p moment, that was.
Yeah.
Another couple of states in Angola, North and South Sudan.
So when you turn up for your first day, you're the chief technical, whatever it was.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
Here is a $6 million US funded project, US Department of Defense, Department of State. Go and stress test it, stress test the technology. Does it work? Can we work in an urban environment? Will it work in a jungle environment?
What is it though? What?
So have you seen the one we were working with in Rwanda was the remote control Brock mini diggers that they used for working in nuclear power plants and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah,
but I can visualize
it, right?
Yeah.
It's a was it a Brock 330D or something like that? And we made it remote control and armoured it with a command and control vehicle.
So you fabricating?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah. So we made it from scratch. We were testing out the wireless networks for control and yeah. So we're stress testing this in. So first thing, does it work? Yeah. Can we train nationals to use it instead of having really expensive expatriates? Can we train nationals to use it? So we were working with the Rwandan army. So yes, we could. What happens when it gets blown up? What happens when it gets turned on its side in a live minefield? Building up standard operating procedures for getting the things out of the minefield if they break. And so we went, and that was pretty much wherever I went. It was, it was that sort of thing.
And you said this was funded by US,
the
US military.
Yeah, that particular one was US Department of Defense and Department of State. Then in Angola, that was Department of State. Sudan was DPKO, so UN. That was European funded. Some of the stuff in Angola was European funded as well.
So where were you when you met your wife?
Rwanda.
He was in Rwanda.
Yeah.
So how old was you when your son came along?
Jack was born 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long were you there for? How long was your life there for? And was it just all ticking along?
I was literally over there 8-9 years, and it all went a bit pear-shaped in Rwanda, my marriage and all that. We're not really going into that on social media.
That's fine, yeah, of course, yeah.
But Jack and I ended up back here in the UK, and he's now serving British military.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in C Company, Mercian Regiment.
Is he?
Just come back from a 7-month tour in Estonia.
Fair play, Jack, if you listen, mate. Is he enjoying it?
Yeah, he's loving it.
Estonia, he's close to the front there, isn't he? As well. It's not...
He was right on the border, yeah. So,
was he?
Yeah, he was 21 last week on the 1st of October.
No
yeah.
way.
So
Proud of him.
Yeah, really proud of him.
Is he loving the military?
He's loving it.
Because he dipped his toe in automotive for a bit.
He did,
didn't
and it wasn't for him. And I said to him, mate, don't worry about it. Just believe in yourself. And it's like you don't know what your favourite crisps are till you've had all the flavours, do you? Isn't it really?
That's exactly right,
Quite
mate.
there.
Yeah.
Quite there.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's found something that he loves.
What's he doing in the military?
He's a grunt. Yeah, he's just a serving soldier. Yeah.
Good lad.
Yeah. So
fair play and respect.
Yeah. So and so that's the story of over there. So anyway,
9 years on, you come back.
So you return back to the streets of, where are you from?
Northwich in Cheshire, yeah, CW9. And then everything had changed. There was like OBD connectors and diagnostics and snap-on, the snap-on modus and all that. And I'm thinking, I don't really want to go back into just being a normal mechanic. And then I seen this bloke I seen a video on the internet. I don't think YouTube was even out then. Frank Massey up at ADS up at Preston.
Legend.
I'm like, right, no, that's where I'm going. And that was the start of the journey.
So when you come back from that, I know you condensed the story, but it just sounds like it was probably a lot of fun when it was fun doing what you were doing.
Yeah.
And then you're just back in the UK.
And then your world falls apart.
And you need a job, you need money, you've got a kid now, so you can't Do you know what I mean? You're not a nomad anymore, are you?
No.
You've got responsibilities.
Yeah, and it's and going from expatriate wages to UK wages. That's a massive jump. As a single parent as well, obviously I had the support of my family, but still a single parent. So I was working in the automotive field. I was working in a garage. I got a start in a garage.
So you just come back, job straight away, back in the garage.
Yeah.
Was that a hard time?
Oh, it's hot. It still is. It still is to this day. Yeah, yeah.
Is your heart still out there?
Yeah.
Then? Is it?
Yeah.
Did you feel like you'd wasted a load of time if you was going to try and start a life to come back, or was it still like instantly you was gravitated back to Africa?
Yeah, I'd go back tomorrow.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd go tomorrow, to be honest. Yeah, that's where the real challenge is.
It's incredible.
Yeah, life in the UK it's not the same.
Not when you've experienced that.
No, it's not. No, I mean, all right. The UK has its challenges. So I came back. I got a job here. Then I seen Frank Massey on the internet. I thought, right, that's what I want to do. And then really that was the day Simply Diag was born. Yeah.
So that's when the fire was ignited.
Yeah,
under Frank Massey.
Again, another light bulb. One of the moments. Niche market. I want to be like Frank Massey. Yeah. So we start going to ADAS, doing the training courses. Frank, Gene, David. I mean,
when did you meet Dave?
Dave, well, he was a young pup when I met Dave, so that would have been what 2009, something like that. Yeah, and that sort of lit the fire. Then I started doing training then with James Dillon, Technical Topics. And it just ignited.
So you've known James for a very long time.
Very, very long time. Yeah. I remember James before Technical Topics was actually had their own building. It was. Yeah.
Are you just working as a tech?
Yeah.
And are they funding your new training?
No, I'm funding me. Self-funding. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the fire's lit in your mind of what your vision is.
Yep.
How does it come into reality then? Because there's a lot to do between what Simply Diag is now from that little spark that you got back then. Like, what's the journey?
The journey was, to be honest, I was really, really lucky in that I had two great mentors in Frank and James, but also a massive amount of support from the old guard, if you like, Rob Harris, Mike Whitworth, the days of the old Alexa forum and stuff like that. I can't really give them enough credit because I was hungry for knowledge and how do these things work and all that sort of stuff.
So this is like pre-social media days. There was another community forum, like an older school community forum.
Yeah, so like UK Auto Talk, Alexa and that, the original ones, if you like.
Yeah.
And I was very, very lucky that they gave me the opportunity to ask the questions and to get involved and stuff like that. And I wouldn't be here today without their generosity. And it was very difficult in those days to get into those closed rooms, the closed forums.
That's who you knew.
Yeah. And I was
How
lucky.
did you get in? Like, did you meet them at any of these training courses?
Yeah, you've met me.
Just knocking doors down, innit?
Yeah. So
You're not shy, are you?
Anything is possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So so that was really it then, and then so that snowballed, and the diagnostics business, got bigger and bigger. Then I got bought out. I went to work for Steve Hankinson at Auto Electronics.
So your diagnostic business. So you left this garage,
and
then you set up your own diagnostic business, right? So that got bought out, Okay, so carry on.
So I went working for Auto Electronics in Warrington. Steve Hancock, great guy. Now emigrated with his family to Australia. They're living in Adelaide.
Okay, living the life.
Yeah, and that gave me more support and more avenues for training and stuff like that. And Steve left, and I did a few bits and pieces as a diag specialist for other workshops. And then one day I said, no, I'm going back mobile.
On the Ramp is very proudly sponsored by Castrol and the race group from Certus Energy. Our own business, Lindley's Auto Centres, have been using Castrol products via the race group for at least 10 years. We get our own account manager. They help us set up the oil portfolios across the branches. And there's also someone to ring if we've got any technical queries or general queries, and having that relationship with the account manager, I think, is really important. We get dual branded workwear. So just like what I'm wearing now, we get this free for all members of staff. We get to use the Castrol brand across our entire business. So things like building signage, websites, general marketing, etc. And working with a globally recognized brand like Castrol, I believe, can really elevate your own brand. There's a rewards platform. So for every purchase, we accumulate points that we can redeem against certain items on this reward platform, which is pretty cool. And then there's an integration via our garage management software that allows us to actually see the exact oil product code that should be used in that vehicle, which in today's world and the complexities of oil is actually really helpful. So if you want to learn more about how Castrol can help elevate your business, and you want to learn more about how the race group can help you, then please click on the link in the description below. Thank you.
I'm getting my van out again.
Delay there thing. Oh,
Get the escort tools out.
And so I did. And then that was really the start of it.
So what year was that? I know it's hard to remember years, but how long? Just give us like roughly how long ago that was.
10 years, maybe. 10 years, maybe a bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter. If you go back onto my YouTube channel and look for my first YouTube video, that's about how long it is.
So when you went back on that van then, what inspired you to do the YouTube thing? Because this, to me, from my perspective of Simply Diag, this is where that was born.
So that's it. So I'm looking at videos on YouTube and commenting on videos. Paul Danner, Scanner Danner.
I
built up a relationship with Paul, and he said, "Mate, you're doing the same thing as I am. Why don't you start a YouTube channel?" So I did. So I started off, on Facebook. Good Morning Facebook, Chippy Friday, and all that sort of stuff.
How quickly did that community? Because
it literally from opening the YouTube channel to being monetized was 8 weeks, maybe something like that. It just,
so the desire was there.
Yeah, we hit the market. There was a niche in the market for a British version of Paul Danner, and I'm very much warts and all. What you see is what you get, and a lot of people related to that. Me crawling under a van.
It's the reality, isn't it, of mobile mechanic?
Yeah. So it grew from there, and then people were commenting on the videos. We want somewhere else to talk about the videos and test methods. So we started a Facebook group, public Facebook group. That was an absolute nightmare with trolls and all that sort of stuff. So then we started the Simply Diag Network Facebook group, and we put a subscription fee on that, a monthly cost, and just purely as a filter.
Yeah,
it was a money maker. It was a filter to just like, if you're in, you're paying to be in, and that worked. And then over maybe 18 months, something like that, and then COVID hit and all that, and we suddenly realised that Facebook had control of all our IP.
Your assets are all owned by someone else.
Everything's tied into Facebook. Like, this isn't really good, because at any time they could just click the fingers and shut us down.
Yeah.
So
which they do for some people.
Yeah. So we got Dean Rice from Nova Barn. He built us the simplydiag.net portal, and we moved over to the portal. That's been going now 5 years, 6 years.
It's crazy how quick. So I can remember you doing that. I can remember thinking that's a really brave decision, going to your own portal. Going back to when you started, you've got the inspiration to do the YouTube thing because you look up to Scanner Down and you see it. That must have been an awful lot of work, though, outside of the work that you're actually doing to bring the money in. Because at that point in time, you wouldn't have been making any money off YouTube. There would have been pittance.
No, to be honest, it was a real struggle to do a 30-minute edited video for YouTube. That's including setting up for filming, any retakes you might have to have, doing your editing, then your rush, then uploading it, then going back and making sure all your meta tags. It's 9 hours work for a 30-minute video.
That's
it was back in the day.
Yeah.
Which is why. I've done a fair few edited videos, but I made the decision to just go live, just to hit the go live button.
Did that change the game?
For me, it did. It went from being a chore to being fun again. Because
the work's being done now.
It's WYSIWYG. So even if I did make a mistake, it was there for everybody to see. Nobody could say I was covering anything up. And if I made a mistake, let's face it, the best teacher is the mistake that hits you the hardest, isn't it?
So you were doing, because if you think about the content that you're doing is kind of like vehicle problem solution.
Yeah.
You're doing vehicle problem might not be a solution. And that's really like brave, and I can't be many people doing live diag
No.
videos. That's next level.
Yeah, and then of course on the other side of it is most of the people who are on YouTube are looking for a fix,
Yeah.
right? And that's not me. I'm not the silver bullet guy. I'm not the guy that's going to give you the answer. I will give you the process and the test methods and the way I've got to the problem, but it's very, very rare you'll find a fix off one of my videos that's out in the public domain. But I'll hold your hand all the way.
And is this because you think, like, you go back to your point about the 85%, you're trying to teach the knowledge and the foundations as opposed to just change this part?
That's it. And then also, if you think about it, if I show somebody a way to get round a problem on any vehicle, right? And there's a workshop out there that's specialising in that problem, and then all of a sudden I put that out to the general public, I'm taking food off that technician's table or that garage owner's table, yeah. And I very quickly realised that was where most of the trolls and the hate was coming from.
Oh, really?
So I started then focusing on, well, let's focus on the process and the methodology and the mindset that you've got to be in to do this. So it's very much, you know, I mean, our mantra now is stronger together. You know, that's what I want to do. You know, I want to empower people and to inspire people and show people that again, anything is possible if you believe in yourself, even if you come from a background like me. You know, by rights, I should still be on roofs, putting roofs up and hanging doors and stuff like that. And
the journey that you've been on.
Yeah.
So how many months in have you putting these videos together, doing your full-time job, and then 8 hours to knock a video together and you put it on YouTube? Can you remember the point at which you thought, there's something here? All right, this is actually working now. Because you've got videos that have been viewed. You know, your views are, I don't know what, hundreds of thousands in total.
Yeah.
When did you realise that this might actually be something?
It was the engagement that I was getting from, not from DIY mechanics, but from technicians in workshops, and the messages that I was getting, and they were asking me, how did you do that? So how does this test light method work? And how did you manage to do that with a multimeter instead of one of these oscilloscopes? And it was the questions that were being asked. And I realised then that there's a lot of really, really good technicians out there that aren't necessarily being fed the right food by their employers, or even by their customer bases. And I thought, you know what, this is something I need to do.
So were you getting these people reaching out to you individually?
Yeah.
Which is quite time consuming.
Yeah, I've had people turn up on my doorstep from other countries because of a geotag on a photograph. And like, yes, I got a guy from Ghana come knocking on me from window. Hello, Mr. Steve, I am here to see you. How have you got my address? Oh, I got the latitude, longitude off your photograph.
So resourceful. How many people today in the community? How many of the technicians which are in that community are self-funded rather than through the company that they represent?
There's a lot. There's a very, very large percentage.
And would you say that the people that self-fund take more from it?
Definitely. It's the same. You know, if home cooked meals always better than a restaurant meal. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, there's nobody makes a better bacon and egg sandwich than my mum. You know? Take me to any restaurant, and there's nobody does it better.
So where we go through COVID was it's part of everybody's story, right? It is an absolute nightmare. You open up this forum. Did you lose much? Did the community shrink overnight at that point?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And did you worry you'd made a mistake at any point?
Yeah, because I mean, we had over 10,000 members in the Facebook group.
Really?
Yeah. We had over 10,000 members in the Facebook group. And when I shut that down and we migrated to the portal, we've never recovered from those sort of numbers. But you know, it is what it is. And what we've got now with simplydiag.net, we've got a real core of really
quality.
Yeah, really good technicians, people that want to be there.
So the people in that forum, because it's funny, isn't it? Because you think about forums these days. I can remember old car ownership forums, and like forums are kind of a thing of the past a little bit in that respect, because Facebook just changed the game, didn't it? And Twitter and social media in general, it's like so the people that are using that are highly engaged.
Highly engaged. And that's from apprentices right up to factory technicians, you know, people that, you know, work in for the manufacturers. And the thing about simplydiag.net, yes, okay, there is a forum, there is a portal, but it's so much more than that. You know, if you think about on-demand technical support every morning of the week via live video where you can come in with your problem and I can have a look at the problem that you've got, and I can think, well, have you thought about this? I can get the whiteboard out. I can, you know.
And is that open to others to watch as well?
It's open to members only.
Yeah, but what I mean is that someone can come to you with a problem, but the other members can watch the problem.
Yeah,
that's clever.
Yeah. So
it's like the Truman Show.
Yeah. Well, imagine if you think about it, right? Because you all know my love of Land Rover and the Green Oval. Yeah. I'm probably the worst person in the world to ask about anything JLR related, but we've got some really awesome JLR technicians that pop into the Zoom and drop into the Zoom, and you know, and I could have somebody there that's, you know, it's their first time using an oscilloscope, a picoscope, and another person in the Zoom will start chipping in. Well, I do it this way and all that. And so we could have 10 or 12 technicians in that live Zoom, all talking about the same thing and putting the, you know, it's anything that, you know, it's open.
How much is it? Let's say a tech just wants to join. How much is it for a tech to join the community?
£15 a month.
Yeah.
Or £150 for the year.
It's not bad money spent, is it? Really, when you think about what you're getting, it's wildly.
It's a cost of coffee a week.
Yeah.
You know, if you buy an annual subscription, it works out at a cost of coffee a week, and that's on-demand technical support. That's without the discounts and offers that you get from all our community partners. You know, there's a lot of our community partners offer discounts.
There's benefits and discounts.
Oh yeah.
So, what does your day look like? So, you've got this one of the most successful communities. Possibly the most successful diag community,
hopefully,
in the industry I can think of.
We've probably got the most positive community.
But you've worked hard at that because it's not always been easy, has it? You've not always had it.
It takes a lot of moderating to get to keep it positive, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's self-moderating now. I can't remember the last time we had to warn anybody or ban anybody or say, come on, mate, be a bit, you know. I can't remember that. I can't remember the last time anybody had to intervene.
It's a very good place to be there.
Yeah.
So what's your day? What's a day in the life of
me,
Steve? Now, just talk me through.
Wake up at 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Yeah, 4 a.m. Get a coffee, turn the computer or the laptop on my phone, whatever. Have a catch up, see if there's anything on the network that I need to intervene in, or you know. So, for example, if somebody puts a post up and there's no replies, can I do anything about that? Can I help or whatever?
Yeah.
Go through my emails. Don't ask me how many unread emails I've got.
Oh, you're one of them.
Message. I'm way over 40,000 now.
Just delete your email.
Fix it.
Just delete it.
Fix it.
Nah. No, I'm not looking at that one.
Yeah. There's you know, go through the emails, have a look, watch a bit of news, catch up, have a look at the analytics for the social media.
Are you still posting on Facebook every day?
Yeah.
It's getting
Just
live.
You go lives,
Yeah, we do live. We do all sorts of stuff, yeah. Nicola, my sister, she comes down 2 or 3 times a week, gets some social media stuff, and then that goes out scheduled through the week on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
So is she the one recording some of the videos now?
Yeah. And then obviously I do the live stuff, you know, as and when I want, sort of thing. So,
but you're working as well, aren't you? You're working on cars as well at the same time as all of this.
Yeah, so I've got a working garage, although I only do diag. You know, I don't do servicing.
I don't
even service my own vehicles.
Really?
No, mate, no. You know, there's no oil on them pants.
So will you repair the car though, or you just diag the car and send it to someone to fix?
It depends. If it's a broken wire or it's a module replacement or something like that, something that I don't have to strip the entire car.
What about an EGR? Depending on the EGR.
No, absolutely not.
Oh God!
Sorry for asking. I do apologise for asking such a stupid question.
Alex, come on, man.
We do wires and wiggly lines.
Yeah.
Waveforms only.
Yeah.
So you've just got a standard set of. Is it mostly trade then?
No.
Retail.
Trade and retail, but I don't do trade discount or anything like that.
Fair play.
So
as it should be.
Yeah. Everything starts with an assessment at £90. That's it, and that's payable in cash up front.
Funny thing about the assessment then, to go into that, why because a lot of garages don't do that.
Yeah.
Just tell me the why. Why do you charge for an assessment and not a diag?
Because you've got to assess the job. You've got to get the assessment. Best way of putting the assessment is if you're doing 1,000-piece jigsaw, corners and edges. Yeah, that's your assessment. You're building the picture up, corners and edges. Right. Okay. From this, I can see this might be the problem. That might be the problem. That might be the problem. It could be influenced by this, this, and this. The timescale for doing that, so you're able to give an accurate assessment of what it's going to take to diagnose and possibly repair this vehicle.
So the assessment is leading to an estimation of potentially more diagnostic time.
Yeah.
So an assessment will help you contain the problem.
Yeah, that's it. And then the other thing is another thing that I learned again from James at Tech Topics is we don't charge for time. All we're charging for is our expertise. So it will be a fee for this set of tests that will give me this result that will tell me whether I need to do more tests or this repair.
And is that where you've got your process to?
Yeah.
Is that, so your assessment provides you the information that you need to think I need to do these tests.
Yeah.
And these tests cost this money.
Yeah. So the assessment for me, it doesn't matter whether it's 6 hours or 6 minutes. It's just got to be non-intrusive using generic test equipment and methods and information systems. So, for example, if I'm working on a PSA and I need to put the dealer tool on, obviously this €43 got to be found for a token for that. So I'm not going to do...
43?
It's €43 for a token for PSA, yeah.
That's for the day, isn't it?
That's for one chassis number for 7 days access.
Good money for them considering how much they break down, right?
Yeah. So I'm not going to go dealer tools at first. Yeah. I'm big picture, corners and edges for the assessment, and that. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the times we find the broken wire.
What happens in that situation?
Well, if I'm there, I'm looking at it and I can see it, I'll fix it.
Right.
Job done.
Yeah.
And that's to be honest, the majority of stuff that I get, especially from the general public, is sort of covered within the assessment fee, and maybe another hour on top of that, for a repair or whatever,
So it doesn't matter what car it is,
apart from JLR.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what the issue is.
No.
Do you start every diag in the exact same process?
Every single job. There is nothing that comes into my workshop that doesn't get an assessment.
So what's the full process? So obviously, if you've got an assessment, is the assessment contextualised based on what the customer says, why I'm bringing it to you?
And that's part of the assessment, isn't it? I guess.
That's it. So we want to know what the customer concern is. We need to verify that concern.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, we don't mess about with intermittent faults unless they can be readily replicated.
Oh, so you just, if it's intermittent...
Is it intermittent? No.
Oh, really?
Because it's a no-win situation if it's intermittent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So do I charge you for driving around for 4 hours to not find anything? Or do I not charge you and earn no money?
That's really interesting. I've never even crossed my mind.
It makes perfect sense because I suppose the biggest technician's frustration into a front of house or management is that I can't find the fault, and they only want to find the fault. They don't want to mess about not finding the fault. So it's quite a demoralising place to be for a technician that can't replicate the fault to do the job.
Win though,
So obviously no one can win, and the customer's never going to leave satisfied.
Yep. And the other thing is, you think about it, right? Even if you don't charge them, you've got a customer walks down into Linley's downstairs we've not been able to replicate the concern, sir. Here's your keys. Bring it back when it's broken. His mate in the pub. How'd you go on at Linley's? Oh, mate, they couldn't find it, couldn't fix it.
Yeah,
that's the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
There's no positives from engaging with anything that's intermittent that cannot be replicated on demand.
It's only brand damage, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. There are no positives to that.
So this car comes in, you've got this process.
Yeah.
Is this the process that you've mainly learnt from James?
Yeah. So it's the 4 rights from James, and that's use the right tool at the right time, testing right thing.
I've seen your presentation on it. Yeah.
And for me, it's all like I say, it's about a jigsaw. We build the corners and edges. So what am I testing? Why am I testing it? What am I expecting to see? And will it give me a pass-fail result, that test I'm doing? If the answer to any of them is no, I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm outside the 4 rights. So one of my rights is wrong.
I remember, it was your presentation at the DPF, Doctor.
Yeah.
And I think I was doing one on business and you were doing one on technical. And presentations cross paths because
Yeah.
I was talking about what should your business data look like and what is good.
Yeah.
And then you literally followed on with how can you diagnose an issue if you don't know what good is, and what do you call it? A reference.
Yeah.
Reference point you were speaking about. Yeah, I can remember the presentation well. And I've been a tech. I'm more of a mechanical tech. I was very much engines and, but I can honestly say of all the cars that I diagnosed, I never had a reference tech ever.
No,
I was terrible. I wasn't a good diagnostic tech, granted, but it was like a light bulb moment when you said that. So how do you know what good is if you don't know what good is?
That's it. So we go back to COVID, and we're up at the DPF doctor with Darren Darling, doing training there, and he's pointing a thermometer at me, testing everybody's temperature as we walk through the door. So I said to him, "Well, what's a good temperature, Darren?" He said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "So why are you pointing the thermometer at me then?"
Was it one of those kids thermometers where it just does a sad,
I think I had little tykes on the side of it. So, sorry, Darren.
Did everyone get a sticker?
Yeah. Do we get Steve was good at the doctors today sticker. But it's the same, if you put a voltmeter on, or even if you put a scan tool on, serial data tool, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're looking for, why are you looking?
They can do more harm to the process than good, can't
Massively,
they? Send you
yeah.
around the wrong track immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's like everybody says, what information system is best? The correct answer to that is all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have them all.
Which, again, the general public listen to this, and you can get your bloody £20 Bluetooth scanner and a £6 a month subscription on your Android phone.
Yeah.
It just isn't the same, is it?
I see so many adverts at the minute. Your mechanic's ripping you off. It's like, come off it, please.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I love about those adverts? Whenever I click the comments, someone's always got a back.
Yeah.
And it's like someone I know as well who's just gone in.
Yeah.
They've took the bait.
Yeah. They got hooked in.
They're hooked.
Yeah.
The one thing that you just touched on with Darren, like you are very, very strategic partners. Like you've got people's backs and people have got yours.
Yes.
When did that start? Was that because of YouTube? Like did these sort of like partnerships start occurring then?
So obviously we're building our community based on people that want to be in the community and want to be better and want to improve. So then we're thinking, well, we need to align ourselves with companies that are offering products and services that are also of the same grade. So it
Quality.
Yeah, so
same ethos as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, we're partnered with Garage Hive, with All Data, Hella Gutman, Diagnostic Connections, DC Tuning, DC Lubricants.
Oh, you've said too many now. You've got to say them all. Don't leave someone off. www.simplydiag.net/community. They're all there. But they're all tier one suppliers of products and services. We don't get anything back from any of them. So no kickbacks, no percentages, anything like that. And for those that don't believe that, I assure you it is absolutely true.
Yeah.
And we've tried. We've tried. Yeah. And I don't know how long we've been partnered, Steve, but you've never had anything from us.
Yeah, you all helped us up when we first got the portal built and stuff like that. But then after that, the new partners that are coming on now, they pay a registration fee.
Yeah.
And again, to be honest, that's not really a money-making thing. It's more of how much do you want to join our community? How much do you want to embrace that stronger together ethos that we've got? Yeah. So basically, it gives our members and people that are looking at us. They don't even necessarily have to be members. People that are looking at our community that are inspired by something that they've seen or heard. I've got an avenue to go, and so if they want to look at technical information, they can look at LHGS, they can look at All Data, they can look at Haynes Pro, they can look at Bosch ESI. And if they are members and they don't know, they can jump into the live Zoom. I've got access to all the tools, equipment and information systems. They can have a go there and then on a live problem that they've got in the workship.
Yeah, it's
live and there, you know what I mean? And it costs them nothing, it's zero risk.
Does this like running of this community, because you really enjoyed teaching, didn't you? And you're kind of doing it every day.
Yeah.
In a non-typical environment. Does this like scratch that itch, or did you ever think I want to go into teaching? Or
no. There's way too. I mean, I was an assessor for a while, and I am my assessor. Way too much paperwork for me. No thanks, but no thanks.
Right. When did that bit happen?
We were working, obviously, because our virtual academy are one of our partners, and they were starting their EV courses. And Ben said, do you want to come and be an assessor for us? Why not? I'll have a go. And then it was like, nah, not for me, this.
Too much paperwork.
Yeah.
So you like the real world training as opposed to the accreditation and paperwork training?
Yeah. This scratches all my itches with the network. And then, of course, the accredited training. Obviously, I've just been now to technical topics this week to redo my Master Tech. So.
Yeah, tell us and the audience about that, because I'm not a Master Tech. I've never done Master Tech training. You are beyond a Master Tech. So why are you doing more Master Tech training?
It's a challenge. So it's obviously the highest qualification that your normal technician can get. It's a journey, and there is a very, very distinct difference between a dealer Master Tech, who is a master technician on that particular brand, and an independent, we'll say an independent technical topics trained master technician, where it's more of a state of mind. So you apply that 85% of those fundamentals for everything, be it customer service, talking to customers, technical problems, transfer of knowledge. Excuse me. One of the assessment tasks we had this week was cloning a body module. Can you successfully organise the ones and zeros off that module, save them, and put them onto that module, and then put it back? A dealer Master Tech's never going to do that.
Is it almost unfair to call them both Master Techs in that respect?
No, I don't think so.
It's just a different set of muscles, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it's such a different experience and meaning, isn't it?
It is, but if you think about it, the dealer master technician, and all credit to them, they've got an encyclopedic knowledge of that brand and that platform and the processes that they have to go through within that vehicle manufacturer environment. And they're good at what they do.
It's the wide and deep thing, isn't it? And it's like how deep, like you think about, and there's obviously levels to Master Tech, isn't there?
Yeah.
You got a Master Tech, then you got a Master Tech.
Yeah.
And you think about like and it's going to hurt independents to hear this. You will have really good diagnostic garages who can do nearly everything, but the backstop typically is send it to the dealership, because there's someone in that network somewhere, whether it actually goes through to the manufacturer or even through to Germany or wherever, someone can fix it.
Yeah.
Or because that's from my world, my experience. There are diagnostic garages that will never let that happen, and they'll get to the bottom and they'll get to the fix. But the backstop is the dealership. And I saw a funny response on TikTok last week, and it was someone speaking about the difference between Master Tech and dealer Master Tech. And the top most liked reply was, they can say what they want, but they always send it to the dealership when they can't fix it. And it's like, I can't argue with it. Like it's
and this is part of the presentation that I did before. Okay, if you think about it now, so your dealer master technician, that framework, they're the experts on that framework. Okay, but what happens when you get an issue that cannot be solved within that framework? Why do you think independents like me get jobs in from main dealers?
Yeah, and you do.
Yeah.
And we do. I reckon it goes more that way than it does the other.
No way.
It's countrywide.
Do you not think?
No way, because this is the 0.1%.
I suppose.
If we can't fix a car in Lindley's and we've got wrapped up in a Diag job, our backstop is, unfortunately, whether anyone likes to hear it or not, is the dealership.
Yeah. So maybe if you're a master technician or a workshop with master technicians, independent, Tech Topics trained in the Nottingham area, maybe need to reach out and give them another option.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, we're using exactly the same tools and information systems as the dealers. We've got the dealer equipment, we've got the dealer information systems, but the advantage we've got is we're not constrained by the
you can step outside the box.
So, for example, you get most of the dealers when they're doing training, or most of the factories where they're doing end of line diagnostics on cars that aren't running when they come off the end of the production line, their multimeter, their fluke multimeters will say on it, for resistance for ohms use only. For resistance use only, do not use for measuring current or voltage.
Because it's stuck in the framework.
Yeah, because that's all. That's their measurement. Let's measure the resistance, right? Whereas we know, well, how do we test the circuit? We load the circuit and then we try and pull the voltage down. Where does it go? You know, we can work well outside that framework.
But do you ever work in the framework?
It starts in the framework. So
Sorry, I mean within the the manufacturer recommended framework. So let's say you've got
so if you're doing an ADAS job or something like that,
Yeah.
you have to, because you've got certain safety obligations and stuff like that. You know, best working practices. You know, so you would always follow the manufacturer's instructions during repairs and stuff like that.
But let's say, like, not an ADAS, let's say you've just got something, a more traditional fault, and you've got dealer kit and you've got your aftermarket kit, and the dealer kit has a very clear test plan. Do you default to the test plan, or do you follow your framework?
No, you look at it, look at it, and you pull out the bits that you think, yes, that might be applicable, and you put it on your whiteboard. You put a pin in it and put it up. So, for example,
because you do literally whiteboard, don't you?
It's the most valuable tool in my workshop is that whiteboard. We look at a sensor fault. Okay, so you've got a 3-wire pressure, let's say a map sensor, on a bit, so an atmospheric, manifold atmospheric pressure sensor. 3 wires going into it, so you've got a 5-volt supply, a ground, and a signal wire. Okay. The dealer will the dealer framework might say to you, right, okay, check for voltage at the sensor. Unplug it, check for voltage at the sensor, do a resistance check end to end from the ECU to the sensor, right? What's the resistance there? Right, replace the sensor.
So are you inputting data, or not inputted, but like a yes/no sort of back into the test plan, and then?
Yeah, so that's it. So they're following a flow chart, right? And at the end of that, at the very end, it's replace control module.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas for me, I'd look at it. I'm looking at it, it's loaded, so everything's connected. Have I got 5 volts? Yes. Have I got a signal wire? No, I haven't. There's nothing on my signal wire. If I unplug it, I've got 5 volts. Right? Drop me test light on it, 150 milliamp test lamp. Oh, the 5 volt stays there. Right? And it's not my signal wire that's missing. Yeah, it's the 5 volt reference. It's the wiring diagram's wrong. Yeah, so I'm looking for 5 volts and I've got a 5 volt reference, but I've got a broken signal wire. So I've not got 2 5 volts with it unplugged and stuff like that. And we can sort of work that out. So it's
a different world, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you make of? So I've been very fortunate that I was in some big offices down in London, and they were showing me some of the diagnostic capabilities of remote diag, as in they are connected remotely to the car. And what they can see. Without any equipment at all. 200 miles away from the car. I don't know enough about diag to know just how much this might be the future of diag. What's your thoughts on that being a reality to actually properly be able to diagnose cars?
Right. So if you're talking about on-vehicle telemetry, so the stuff that will turn the service light on your vehicle if there's a fault, and it'll alert and say, "Hey, go to your nearest dealer. Your dealer is here."
It was a bit more than that. So I give an example. I bought a Crafter and I converted the Crafter and I unplugged the passenger seat because I removed it. Next day, I've got an email from the dealership: airbag lights on. Do you want to come into the? So I get that, right? That's a big advantage for the dealerships that they've got at the minute, is they can proactively see a fault. This was next level, looking at live data remotely. So they could read engine faults, but they could also look at the live data as well. And that's now. So if we fast forward, say, a few years down the line, kind of probably similar to what Tesla do, how realistic is it that the art of diagnosing those sort of low-hanging faults is just going to be automated? It's going to be gone because they've got data, they've got,
Yeah, it's a very real possibility, but it's also probably a very real danger for the aftermarket that the independent aftermarket have to address. Like this whole thing now that's going on with CERMI and all that sort of stuff. There has to be equal access to everybody. So if the manufacturers have got access to telemetry and the fleet companies have got access to telemetry, the independent repairers should also have access to that telemetry. It shouldn't automatically be diverted to the VMs and the dealerships, right? And that's a real strong fighting point.
There's a lot of people already working quite hard on that, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, we're working on something, but this was like next level.
Yeah.
This didn't require any dongles. This didn't require anything. It was on a BMW, and it was just
Yeah.
like, this was about a year ago as well. So, and then the other thing that I've heard, I don't know again how true it is, with Tesla, they have got and gathered so much data about their vehicles, then they can see when there's a fault, and depending on which production line it was on, what year is, what the mileage is, what this is, what the fault is, what the customers, it's quite likely to be this part.
Yep.
So fix this part. And on a law of averages, 80% of the time it's right.
Yep.
20% of the time it's wrong. So they've just fired a parts cannon and got it wrong. But actually the cost saving in just, I mean, have you heard that this is a thing?
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's V2I, isn't it? Vehicle to infrastructure. You know, it's coming. Or your typical car today, it's a mobile computer network with 4 wheels. That's it.
Yeah.
I've come down in a 2018 Toyota CHR today. I had to touch the pedals twice in a 2-hour journey. The thing drove itself. It's 7 years old. The level of technology that's on that car, and you compare that now to if you go and buy a brand new one today, the level of technology that's
The
on
ADAS on them is wild, isn't it?
It's unreal. I touched the pedals twice on a 2-hour journey. How does...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's up to us as the independents to get upskilled and up-equipped and be able to speak with informed clarity to the people that are listening, be it the customers, be it the VMs, be it government, who have got no interest in our industry apart from this farcical emissions and...
They're really bothered about manufacturing, aren't they?
And greenwashing and all that. Yeah, you know, it's an absolute farce. If the government thought anything about it, they'd have mandated licensing, you know, for our trade. There'd be a minimum standard. There wouldn't be... you wouldn't be able to discount MOTs. It would be a fixed fee.
Can you see a period coming up where someone's going to kill themselves on an EV?
I wouldn't say electrocute them, no. You've got to do 3 stupid things to put yourself in danger with that. But
so they're quite well built in respect of...
Yeah. I mean, obviously you can't take rodents into account on that, you know.
Yeah.
But you got to do 3 stupid things to get yourself in trouble there. So I don't... But where I think with EV and ADAS related systems, there might come a point where a member of the public or a car owner is injured because something that the technician's done, and not because they did it maliciously, but they just didn't know. You know, this is the idea of the tech safe register.
ADAS opens up a really contentious, like, grey legal area, doesn't it? And there's I mean, I know Tesla hits the headlines all the time, and I am a Tesla fan generally speaking, but there's been a few instances that have come to news where there's an accident that's happened whilst autopilot's been on.
Yeah.
And it's just like a Mexican standoff, isn't it? It's like, well, whose fault's that? And everyone likes to bash on Tesla for it, but when you've got these ADAS systems in vehicles, and the more we go down that path, the less humans are going to think, oh, I need to intervene here, or they're just going to blindly trust an ADAS system.
Every new vehicle has got ADAS now. It's mandated, isn't it?
But if it's not aligned properly, it doesn't know it's not aligned
this
properly.
is where it comes. So all you people listening out there, remember the last time you followed a car down a motorway or a dual carriageway where it was hugging the line on one side or the other, or it braked suddenly when there was nothing in front of it, or something like that. That's a misaligned radar or camera or whatever. Yeah? And then you think about, okay, in your workshop, do you do MOT repairs? Okay. So if you've got an ADAS equipped vehicle, so again, I've come down in a 2018 Toyota, 7 years it's been out in the wilds. If that car came into your workshop and you did a bottom arm on that, or a drop link, or a spring, or a shock absorber, would you then get it in for calibration? Do you know that it needs to go for calibration? Have you got the equipment to do it, or the contact to do it? Are you aware of the implications that if you don't send it for a calibration, what happens if there is a fault? You know, if there is an accident?
I think this is the general fault of the trade, though, is because I completely get what you're saying. But if you're the garage that does that, and then all of a sudden the price of all of your coil springs has gone up by 100 quid, 150, 200, I don't know how much an ADAS calibration costs on average, guess what's going to happen to your business?
Yeah.
You're going to be in a tricky position because the garage down the road You don't need to get that done.
The complete behaviour's got to change, hasn't it? You can't just go like the first adopter is going to be the villain, and he's like the first person is actually carrying the most.
There'll be several sacrifices before it becomes a business, though, won't they?
Yeah. Oh, massively. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, we've not only got a legal responsibility, we've got a moral responsibility. So you imagine, imagine if I've done a bottom arm. Not that I'm never going to do one. If I've done a bottom arm on that vehicle, and then tomorrow the little old lady takes the car out and lane drift assist, thinks that she's suddenly crossing the road, she's drifting into lane, and it snatches the steering wheel automatically to the left, and it hits a bus station full of kids, a bus shelter full of kids, and that's all because I've not aligned that system up after I've done. I've not. How's that going to make me feel? We've got a moral responsibility. The problem is there's nobody out there talking about what it. Everybody thinks, oh, you're going for your ADAS and you're going for your Master Tech and all that. But it's about times have moved on from the grease monkey days, right? We're skilled technicians. It's a very skilled. Even. Do
you think it's moved on from public perception?
Oh no. No, the public still think, like your iCarly and all that. Oh, plug it in, the computer will tell us what's wrong. Oh, it's just an oil change, right? So you take a 2-year-old Audi, right? Any you want, petrol or diesel, right? For you to put a decent quality oil filter and oil into that and follow the manufacturer's instructions and update the service record, right? In the customer's mind, it's still a 20 quid oil and filter that you can drop the oil into a washing up bowl on your drive. Right? But we all know the reality of that is far from that.
Even just the light, digital service records.
Yeah. So we're not talking enough about what it actually takes to be a technician and to keep your customers' cars in tip-top condition.
It's funny from a marketing perspective. All I think about is like how do you tell that story where you don't just switch the customer off? Because as a customer, like I have my own world of things that are going on around me, and while that is absolutely true, objectively true, to the customer, they don't give a shit.
Noise.
They don't give a shit.
No.
And so we have to craft a way where a customer can go, okay, yeah, fair enough. I see there's more to it than what I originally thought. And how do we create that feeling within the industry? That's the topic, isn't it? Because we are where we're at is exactly right. And to have one or two people try and change that behaviour on their own is never going to work.
I think the only solution, because the garages won't get the support, is some sort of mandate licensing or I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the solution is so far away.
Yeah.
Could change it overnight. Television.
In what respect?
Get rid of Kevin Webster from Under the Arches and
well, it's just you know how many times I've said Under the Arches on this podcast?
Yeah.
Like the impact that perception has.
Is he still going? I didn't even realise he was still going.
Well, I don't know because I don't watch television.
It probably isn't still going.
No.
Yeah.
If someone's going to be like, it's still going.
But you know what I mean?
But we all know it.
Yeah.
It is that stereotypical. What we really need is a day in the life of Andy Savver. That's what we need. We need that on mainstream. So how to do things the correct way.
Seeing how a garage, like there are garages, then there are garages, right?
Yeah.
But there is definitely, in my opinion, an uptick in the quality and professionalism of garages, just as businesses.
Yeah, that's where we need to be. We need to be whatever these television programs are or the social media and stuff like that. They need to be in places like Linley's, like Mark, EAC Telford, places like that where the reality is this is what it really takes. It's not just a matter of just throwing an oil and filter on it.
Do you have a positive outlook for the industry?
I think it's one of the best jobs in the world. What we need to do is we need to recruit the bright ones, the bright kids, the people that have really got a hunger that can do the maths and science and English and can work on their own independently. Have got a thought process. Don't need to be told what's right and what's wrong. They can look at a set of information or a wiring diagram and extrapolate that data from it. We need the brightest and the best. It's the coolest job.
But it's getting the brightest and best to even consider the trade.
Well, we've got to go over that stereotypical we've got to get over the public perception thing a bit first. And that's really why I started the YouTube thing.
Well, it's stuff like that, and fair play to you, mate. It's like, I don't know how long I've known you now.
A long time, yeah.
And it is people like you who've put themselves out there, and you've taken the shit for it as well.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You've had your fair share. But how many people do you think you've inspired to kick on, and how the difference that you've made in the stuff that you're doing? Exactly,
thousands globally. And it's if you think about it, it's taken me all over the world. It's taken me to America multiple times, Australia, Ireland, and that. It's we definitely have Simply Diag and our community and our partners and everything. Our whole community, we've had a global impact on the trade and the perception, even within the trade, of what it takes to to be the best, or not even to be the best, to be the best you can be.
How do people sign up if they want to get involved?
SimplyDiag.net, join for free, set up a free profile, have a look round. There is a free section you can comment and contribute in and stuff like that. But you can see within the members sections, you can see the headers, the thread headers, and all that. So you can see the sort of stuff that's there.
Yeah.
Have a look round. Once your account's active, if you like it, just throw 15 quid at it 1 month. Just do it for 1 month. Don't hit the auto renew thing on the PayPal. You just do it.
And straight away they can get into the lives.
They've got everything. Yeah. And then if you like it, obviously after that month, the cheaper way of doing it is annual. And don't forget, for that membership, it doesn't matter whether you're monthly or annual. You can have 2 ride-along days in the hub. We come down to where I am. You've got full access to the hub twice a year at no extra cost.
Just wild value for money.
Or even like we've got members that are local-ish, and even not local, will put a vehicle on a low loader that they're having a problem with, and they'll bring it up and we'll fix it together. But we can also do it remotely as well.
Yeah.
So
£15 a month unlimited diag. You heard it here.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's like insane value. So you're obviously not doing it for the money.
No.
But what are you doing it for?
And what are you doing it for, and what's next?
that's a great question. So
They're two questions, aren't they?
Yeah.
Essentially.
So Simply Diag is my legacy. Okay, It's my way of giving something back to our industry, in the same way that I got the welcome when I was coming into the industry. So it's my way of saying thank you to not only the people that are doing it now. It's my way of saying thank you to the people that helped me get where I am.
Put you on, yeah.
It is my legacy. We want to see, where is the next Steve Scott? Where's the next James Dillon? Where's the next Frank Massey? Where's the next Andy Sabber? That's what I want to do. I want to be able to say that every single technician or person that's come across us or a member of our community has been inspired and empowered in some way to be the best that they can be, no matter what their skill level is. They can be the best that they can possibly be. No good asking me to do a clutch. I can't do a clutch. It'd be rubbish. But I bet you there's a load of our members out there that can do them really, really well and really professionally. So it's not just about the DAG. It's about the whole ethos. So that's why I do it.
It's a strong vision.
Yeah,
It's strong.
And he lives
That's
it.
why I do it.
Absolutely lives it.
And what's next for me? I want somebody to take over, to be honest. I want the next me. I want Simply Diag to become community owned.
Is that the goal? Is it?
Yeah, and take it on.
So someone within the community starts stepping up and contributing
Yeah.
back in the same way that you do.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that might be a challenge because of the commercials? Because you're going to have to find someone who sees the world just like you to be able to run that vision.
Yeah.
But it's the same person who volunteered for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's the sort of person it takes to do this, right?
Exactly. And the other good thing is we've got so many really good community partners that also share our vision. So it might even come from within one of their from there, or it could be a member, or it could be somebody that's an apprentice level now, and thinks, I'm going to be the next.
Yeah. I mean, mate, if we can use this platform to help people at least come forward and explore what being a part of the network looks like, then I'd be over the moon with that. And I hope, the vision's so strong that that feels like it'll go without you, mate. So
yeah, well, I mean, it did. I mean, when I had my heart attacks, I was away for a good 12 months, and the community grew. It, you know,
Did it really?
yeah, it managed without me. Yeah, yeah.
And how are you doing now? Because that there'll be people who aren't aware of what happened.
You said heart attacks like it's plural.
Yeah.
How many heart attacks was it?
3 or 4 now.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
lost count. Yeah,
off the cuff. Yeah. And is there much recovery time like after one or the other?
Well, I was out for 12 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out for 12 months.
Is that after because you had them all in a short time period of time?
Well, so I had. I thought I'd broke my ribs. I thought I'd cracked my ribs, and apparently it wasn't. It was the blood supply to the left side of my heart had gone, collapsed. The vein or artery, whatever you call it, had collapsed. And I flew to Australia for 6 days with Darren.
Was Darren telling you to get on with it? Go on.
Well, no, what he was doing, he was showing me his nice shiny compression socks and all that. I'm like, you.
Meanwhile, just had a heart attack.
Yeah, so I gets back and I end up with this searing pain. I thought a fat bloke was on my chest with a sledgehammer, middle of the night.
Did you have an idea of what it might be?
Oh, mate, yeah, it was horrible. Yeah. So anyway, eventually,
did it scare you?
Yeah, I didn't think this is how it had happened. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So I got blue lighted into the hospital, and then sat in A&E for 24 hours. They forgot about me, sat in A&E, on a hard plastic
Not
chair.
an emergency, mate.
Yeah. So then, eventually, when they'd settled down, they then moved me to Stoke, transferred me to Stoke. I had another one while they were dyno-rodding me, putting stents in.
Well, you had another heart attack.
Yeah. So I'm on the big 17-inch screen there. Anybody that's had stents knows. And you're watching the screen. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. That's inside me, and you can see the bloke with the dyno rod on the arm like that.
Dyno rod.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I can feel that. There. He says, no, you can't. I said, I can. I can feel where you are. And it was right on me, on my back on the left hand side. I said, I can feel it. He said, you can't. I said, I'm telling you, I can feel it. I could feel it between my body and the gurney I was lying on. Anyway, next minute, everything went red. Everything on the screen went red.
Oh, right.
And all my mouth went.
So you were actually watching yourself have a heart attack.
I'm like, oh, that don't look good. Yeah.
Right. What's the assessment here then?
4 rights.
Yeah. Corners and sides.
Yeah. So and then the last one I had was in the pub, and just had my GTN and a couple of aspirin, and we're all right. Blood test the week after. So you've had another heart attack? Nah, I'd be right. So
you went away for quite some time.
Yeah. I was agoraphobic. I was down less than 7 stone. Wasn't eating. I didn't drink. Didn't smoke. I gave up.
And do you think that that's because of the heart attacks? You just thought there's no coming back from this.
I literally had my rug pulled from under me.
Yeah.
Because I was, I'm kind of McLeod of the clan McLeod. I'm immortal. I've lived a very, very full life with not a lot of regard for the risks and consequences of my actions. Maybe not the best thing to do, but I've lived 10 lifetimes.
And did this situation make you reflect on?
It did, yeah. And I thought, well, that's it. That's me done. I'm not coming back from this. I can't live how I did live. So, and I virtually gave up. And then 12 months later, one day, I'm like, oh mate, give your head a wobble, get back out, and that's what I did. So,
and you appear to be back to full strength.
My working hours have changed now. The workshop is only open in the morning, 8:30 till 12:30. I don't do any weekends. I pick and choose my engagements, like coming on this and that. So no more 18-hour days for me. I get up in the early in the morning, do my admin, because that's when I want to work, when it's nice and quiet and peaceful. I eat well. I do half a day's work, come home, and the minute I get home, the phone goes off.
So you're chilling out.
Yeah, that's it.
What do you enjoy outside of work?
Ooh, walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the best things for me is my walk to work every morning along the river, looking at the birds and listening to the birds singing and looking at the fish in the river, and then walking home, and then I'll walk up to my mother's at the other end of the town. So it's not uncommon for me to do 20,000-30,000 steps.
What, a day?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're quite, have you become would you say more mindful since that all happened with the heart attacks and stuff? You've just...
No, I just do what I want to do, and I eat what I want to eat, and I drink what I want to drink. but I do it all on my terms.
Yeah.
With a full acceptance that, you know, one day that might be it.
Ship you back to Africa.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm going to curl my toes up. Yeah, lay my hammock outside me little shed.
Are you enjoying it again?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. It comes across.
Yeah,
in
it
your
really does
videos,
come across. Yeah, it comes across here as well. Like I can like feel it as soon as you walked in.
Told
the
you it
room.
was a good story. Didn't I?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know the extent of the story. Yeah.
So glad we got it, mate.
But like Somerset, you know, we're down in Somerset Technical Topics this week for the Master Tech Top Up, and it's just, for me, it's just fun because I'm in a room with people that are like-minded, that are as driven as I am, as they want to succeed, they want to be challenged. You know, I wouldn't care about to do it twice a year, every year. You know, it's just really good to be challenged and to be around in that environment that enables you walk into Tech Topics and you feel cleverer just by breathing the same air as James. You know,
surround yourself.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I think that's what the things that I see down there with the. I mean, there can hardly be somebody that's been through Master Tech or Diag Tech now that hasn't been influenced some way in me by me over the last few years, and to see all these success stories. Chris Williams getting through to the final top technician this year. You know, I remember the first time I met Chris, Simon Parkinson, John Shuttleworth. You know, they're all people, and you think Mark Roberts, and you're looking at all these names that are popping up, and you think,
right at the top of the game.
I remember when that guy first came in. I remember the first time I ever crossed paths with him. You know, and then you
Must
see
be
it.
such a warm feeling for you, mate.
It's amazing. It is. It's better than a lottery win.
Amazing.
Well, I hope you continue to do it for a long time because you are definitely having a big impact. And
the industry's not done with you yet, mate. That's for sure. There's more meat on that bone.
You know, Arun does light up. You're just one of them characters, mate. And when I sort of came onto the scene around the start of Garage Hive, and very quickly you just get a good feeling of who's. And it was well established. I mean, you guys are all well in place, and you've always been an absolute gentleman with me, and you've always been really warm and really welcoming. And you just, you spoke about your legacy earlier. It's set in stone for me. You are an automotive legend, and the way that people speak about Massey and Frank Massey, like
you're up there, man.
You know, it's generations different, but in my mind, mate, you are up there, and I can categorically guarantee people will be speaking in the same fondness that you speak about Frank Massey. So.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Keep up the great work, mate. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Yeah.
And I mean that sincerely. I'm glad we got you in the afternoon.
We wouldn't have got you in the morning.
Sounds like we've been treated. I mean it sincerely, mate. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're an hour and a half. I said we've got an hour, and sometimes we screw up. So here we are. Thanks so much, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. You're awesome.
We'll sign off on that.
It's the best. We don't need us.
Right. Nice one, guys.